Selamat pagi from all the way from Ubud in Bali. This episode of Behind the Scenes, I'm shooting from my beautiful joglo. Last episode, I discussed how the seed was planted, but then also I kind of came to a bit of a halt with my business. I started to make excuses for why I couldn't do my business rather than why I could, I guess. I worked full time, I was too busy. How could I get to the shops to try and sell my wares and just making excuses. Then a friend of mine, Emmy, invited me to a seminar. She had tickets to a 3-day seminar. It was Christopher Howard, Breakthrough to Success. And she invited me, and I sort of thought, yeah, okay, I'll come with my business in mind. And so it was a full-on event, like quite long days. But this is, without going to that, I probably wouldn't have my business today. Because as a lot of you would know, that often, unless you stay focused on what you want, it isn't going to happen. So at this event, some of the first things I remember him saying, how often we have an idea, but 95% of our thinking goes away from what we want and only 5% towards. So straight away that hit true with me, that I started to make excuses for why I couldn't do it rather than why I could. And his course was going to help us to align what we wanted and to align our thinking to help us achieve that. So over the course of the three days, we had to write down our goals, and we had to really go beyond what you thought you were capable of, like sort of stretch the boundaries a bit. We had to give timelines, and he did this process with the whole room to set these goals into place. And he also said that often you don't need to know how you're going to get there, but once you set that goal and focus on it, things will align and come into place. And I think at the time, I don't know if I really believed that 100%, because I still didn't know how I was going to achieve, what I wanted to do, what the goals I'd written down. But it was so true. Like, I'd written down that I had a timeline, and I wanted $5,000 to start my business. I couldn't really we didn't have 5,000 spared $5,000 within the family budget that I could just take. So I knew somehow I had to make this money. So after the course, I felt amazing, but then I got really quite sick afterwards and was worried I was going to lose all this positive energy that I had. But I still stayed focused on my goals, and amazingly, that $5,000 it did come to me. Like, the government were giving out special bonus payments to low-income families. So we got $2,000 from the government. So I decided that was going to be my Bali money. And then where I worked, the accountant had actually had me on the wrong tax bracket. Had me on a higher rate. So I did my tax return and I got $3,000. So I had my $5,000, and then I decided I was going to buy a ticket to Bali and take my $5,000 and start my dream. So I was a bit nervous about going by myself, so I asked my mum if she wanted to come with me. So mum and I boarded a plane to Bali. I think it was 2007, possibly 2008, but I think 2007, that I headed off on my first business trip to Bali with my mum and I. So stay tuned to find out what happened next. I really want to have my own business and be successful. I'm not moving forward but making excuses. I love the idea of helping out the Balinese people who are so poor, and I love the country and the culture. I'm not sure where this business will take me, but I feel I need to keep going and see where it takes me. I'm holding myself back and I'm not believing in myself. I'm scared of the commitment and of failure, also of what others think. Financially, I feel selfish if it does not make money as we don't have cash to waste. So they were some of the things that were holding me back. Thank goodness I got over those. And I'm just forever grateful to my beautiful friend Emmy and to Christopher Howard, because if I didn't do that in 2007, which was breakthrough to success, I don't believe I would possibly have Bali Abundance today. So I'm forever grateful to you too. Thank you.